once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making a million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. I grew up the young man at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober, her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the project, checking the young chicks, looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation cause he could hustle and steal, but got locked once they didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals to chill, didn't think it was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fed on props like addicts with pipes and needles, so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoking till his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed.
Everyone trying to be tracked, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga do in life if he had another chance, but then there is the wicked that knew in advance.
Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block, but that's what happens when you rape, murder and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in a melting pot.
So Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could do to get disrespect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Step up and selling mothers and brothers to crack rock. Working overtime for making money for the crack pot. Hit the jackpot and wants to move up to cocaine. Fulfill his prophet's fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of blocking niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thoughts, but when he tried to step, a nigga showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs, and a bitch nigga with a gun can bust the slugs. And a nigga with a richer can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked a motherfucker up in the club. The only real thought to stab was someone till the dice, standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes. Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started, suggesting raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with my man up in the safe. His dreams about causing ice make him agree. A hardcore nigga, he's all he ever wanted to be. So he met them Friday night at a 2:45.
They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone. 3 in the morning, coming back from work on her way home. So they quietly got out of the car and followed her, walking through the project. The darkness swallowed her, the rifle shot around the head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid, now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into the library that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck off and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch until it broke in the jaw. The dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked the ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was meant to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of the niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness of what she gone through, and if you kill her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head.
Right before he pulled the trigger and ended her life, he thought about the cocaine with platinum and ice. And he felt strong, standing along with his two brothers, spoke to get to her head and pull back the shirt cover. But what he saw made him start to crying and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully than when they was raping her. His whole world stopped, he couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate. And he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that once gave him birth. He crying to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right there he knew what it was to be empty and cold, so he jumped off the roof and died without no soul. They say death take you to a better place, but I doubt it. After killed his mother, I never spoke about it. And listen cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there on Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere I go. In fact I'm sure he's staying among one of you at my shows. And every street chip I listen to, little thoughts flow. Who could staring right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil's growing inside a house of self with some wick, white, brown, yellow, black. Colors not restrict. You have assessed the struck of destiny when you reflect, and you will be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because the dance with the devil may last you forever.